Today I'm going to respond to an article in the New York Times about college students and underage binge drinking. The article has three claims that I disagree with. The first being that college students will, quote, work hard to get a fake ID, end quote. And secondly, the study was done with only 3,720 students, which is like less than 10% of the students enrolled in MU. The final aspect of the article that I want to address is I felt like the article really didn't go into much explanation on why students under the age of 21 binge drink more than students of legal drinking age. The University of Missouri quizzed a sample of 3,720 students, undergraduates, during their freshman and sophomore years. They found that students with a fake ID were 5 to 6 times more likely to go on heavy binge drinking, and at least once a week. The first thing that I want to address is, as I mentioned before, the editorial says even if your kid doesn't have a fake ID before entering college, he or she may work hard to get one. The support that was shown by the editorial at the beginning of it says at the beginning of the students' 4 semesters, 12.5% had a fake ID, and towards the end of the sophomore years, 30% of the students had a fake ID. To me, this is just correlation doesn't imply causation phenomenon. It really didn't. It didn't make me believe it, and that's the only evidence it gave for that. The second thing that I want to address is the fact that the study was done with only 3,720 students. The University of Missouri currently has 33,805 students. And I found that on missouri.edu under the facts page. So I didn't, and that's less than the 10% of the population and of the student population, and it wasn't clear of which students they were actually quizzing. Alcohol101.org did a study quizzing Harvard University. It showed that athletes and Greeks are more likely to drink on a weekly basis than any other student. So it would have been nice to know if it was actually what students were being quizzed, if it was random. It didn't say, it just said they were quizzing some students. The third thing and the final thing that I want to address is there's actually a small paragraph in the editorial that says students under the age of 21 binge drink more than students of legal drinking age, and the MBD labels binge drinking as 5 or more drinks for a man in one sitting and 4 or more drinks for a woman in one sitting. I feel like the editorial didn't go far in depth into that for me. It was just like 2 sentences, and I was wondering, like, why is it that younger people tend to drink more? Is it just because they're younger, or is it there's something else? Why did you? It just didn't go into depth enough for me. In conclusion, the editorial really doesn't provide enough information. I feel like the study wasn't done properly, and it couldn't sway my opinions on the subject because of that. The first thing is because hardware says work hard to find a fake ID is invalidated just because of its pretty much a lack of evidence. and they're quizzing less than 10% of people, and it's stating it's not random, and they didn't say if it was a certain group or what. It's just a major setback on the review of the article. And finally, it really didn't go in depth enough for me to understand what it was saying, and it was just so short. So that's my response to my editorial. Maybe one day there will be a proper way to teach students on how not to binge drink, or just anyone how not to binge drink. Anyways, thank you for your time.